Hi everyone, how are you all this evening? Starting a video to do a tutorial on how to do this butterfly with the flower in the middle, granny square, that you can use for anything. I'm making a bedspread, so I'm having to make a bunch of these. It requires that you have, I have a 4.5 millimeter is what I'm using on this. It requires, the yarn requires a 5, but I'm using a 4.5. Anyway, the yarn that I'm using is called I Love This Yarn. And the specs on it is, it's, let's see, it's a 4-weight, and it is 7 ounces or 199 grams. It has 355 yards or 325 meters. And yeah, I get this at Hobby Lobby. It's my favorite yarn. And you have to have 2 colors. And of course the specs are going to be the same on both. So I have the light blue and the white. And then I'm going to show you how to start this butterfly granny square. The other things that you're going to need is, of course, a pair of scissors. You're going to need a yarn needle. And of course I've got the little, this is just so I can get it through the eye of the needle. And you're going to need your needle, of course. That should be it. Okay, I'm going to set this one aside over here, and I am going to start this granny square and see if I can talk you all through this. Hopefully you'll be able to see this okay. This is my first attempt at trying to do a tutorial. You start with the color that you're going to do in the middle and the outline. So that's my light blue. And I have a whole stack of different colors of these. Gonna go ahead and make your loop. I also should mention that this is not for a beginner. The butterflies are a little bit, what's the word? You got to know your stitches, let's put it that way. And it's a little bit difficult to do the butterflies. So just letting people know this ahead of time. Once you get the hang of the stitches, if you're just learning how to do crochet, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to start with my blue. And what I'm going to do is I make my loop around my needle, and I'm going to do a chain of 8. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sorry, 7, and 8. Hopefully this is going to look all right. I've got this big bright light on here, but I did that because I want you all to be able to see. Okay, and once you've got your chain of 8, sorry about that, I'm talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing here, you're going to want to slip stitch into your very first chain at the beginning. So you're going to do a slip stitch by pulling through that first chain and then through the other loop. And that's going to give you a little ring. Now, if you know how to do the magic ring, you can do the magic ring too. It doesn't matter. I'm just, for this purpose, I'm doing the easy way, which is the chain of 8. And then you're going to do a chain of 3. So there's 1, 2, 3, and that's going to count as your first double crochet. So you're going to do 16 total around this ring. So that was 1. I have 2. Sorry, I'm slow right now. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 'At this point, you can kind of pull on your little tail there, and that's going to tighten it up a little bit. So, counting them again, because I think I lost count. I think there's 8 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So I need 8 more. There's 9. 10. Give me some slack out here. So I need 6 more. It's 10. Sorry. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. So there you go. That's what your ring should look like. Now we're going to join with a slip stitch at your 3rd chain at the beginning. You got the 1, 2, and 3. So you're just gonna do a slip stitch right here. Pull that through. There you go. Now you got your ring completed. Now you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That's your first double for the 2nd row. Now you're going to do a double crochet into the top of the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. So since you're counting that chain 3 as your first stitch on that 2nd row, you got 4 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now at this point, you're going to go over here. This is pretty much the chain 3 started right here at this double here, and then you got 2, 3, and 4. So between this stitch number 4 and stitch 5 down here, the doubles on the first row, you're going to do 2 double crochets right in that same space. 2. Now you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and you're going to do 2 more double crochets in that same space. That's going to make your corner. Oh, if I can get it to go through. There we go. And another one. So literally in just that one little space between those 2 doubles, this one and this one, you've got 2 doubles, 2 chain, or a count of 2 chain, and then 2 doubles again. Now you need to put a double into this stitch, this first stitch on the beside the hole. So you got to pull back a little bit on your doubles. You're going to do a double into the top of that double from the previous row. A little bit difficult. Then you're going to do a double into the next 3 doubles from the previous row. Sorry, kind of need to put this over here. I think it'll work better for me. Anyway, so you got your 2 doubles, 2 chains, 2 doubles in that one space. Then you're going to do 1 in each of the next 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So I got 2, now you should have 4. So you got your 2 doubles, your 2 chain, 2 doubles, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to do the same thing here. You're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and right between that 4th and 5th double there, you're going to do 2 doubles, chain 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 more doubles into that same space. So you'll have 4 doubles in that one space. That'll be your next corner. Okay, now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to pull this back a little bit, and you're going to put a double into each of the next 4 doubles from the previous row. So get in there. Sometimes it's pretty tight, so that's why you want to do you don't want to do your stitches too tight. Okay, there's 2, there's 3, and then there's 4. So now you can kind of tell, you had a circle at first, and now you can tell it's turning into a square. Okay, so you did those 4, and now you got to count 1, 2, 3, 4 on the previous row, and between the 4th and 5th one, you're going to do the 2 double crochets. 1, 2, you're going to chain 2 and 2 more doubles in that same space. 1, 2 for the total of 4 doubles in that one space. Okay. Now you're going to pull back on this again to reveal the top of this chain, this double. Gets more slack here. I hope you can follow along with this okay. I'm never done one of these before, tutorials, so get to the top of that one. Usually by the time you get to the end of it, it's kind of hard to get get it to go in there. 2, 3, and well, that doesn't look right. Oh, I guess it is right. 4. It's just spread out a little bit further than what it looks. Okay, so you got those 4, and you're gonna count over again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where you're gonna put your double crochets, 2 chain and 2 doubles. So there's 2, and then chain 2, and then 2 more doubles into that same space. And that's going to complete your second row. And also it's going to complete the color scheme here. Okay, so now that we've gotten this corner finished and we're back at the beginning, you need to do a slip stitch right here at the top of your chain 3 that you started with for that row. Okay, have a hard time getting it sometimes. Get it into the top there. Do your slip stitch. And then you're gonna go ahead and cut this yarn. You're gonna go ahead and pull that on through and tie it off. So now you have the beginning of your square. I kind of pull on the corners a little bit so you can tell it's a square. Anyway, that's got that. Now you're changing colors, so you want to go to your second color. It's just up to you, whatever colors you want to use. I'm using the white as my, I guess you call it the secondary color, the background color. Okay, and how I do this is I go ahead and take my white and I do I'm gonna go ahead and make a loop, just like I was gonna start a new project or something. Okay, tighten it down. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is where you tie it off here, this to your right, this hole to your right, you're gonna go ahead and stick your needle through it, get a hold of your loop. You're gonna pull that through. My strings are getting in the way. You're gonna pull that through and then you're gonna do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you don't have to do it the way that I did it, but that's how I like to do it. Anyway, now we're going to do, and we did it right in that corner, that little corner space. And now you're going to do a second double in that corner space. Here's 1 and 2. Okay, and now this is where we're going to start your wings for your butterfly. And what I mean is you're going to chain 6, 1, 2, whoops, too loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now you're going to skip over to this other corner, and I always put my fingers here so that I don't get it wrapped around my needle. You're gonna you're gonna yarn over, having to think of the terms, and then you're gonna go into this second one and do a double crochet. So that's what you should have so far. It's kind of like a little bridge. Now you're gonna do another double in that corner. Boy, I'm not doing very good at this. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. It's been a long day. Anyway, then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to do 2 more in that same corner space. 2 more doubles. So there's 1 and 2. And we're going to do this all the way around. So you're going to chain 6 at this point. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold your fingers there so you don't get it tangled. Yarn over, go into this other corner, bring your loop through, and do your double. So there's through 2 and through 2. And then you're going to do another double beside it. 1, 2. Now you're going to do your chain 2. This is for your corner. Then 2 more doubles in that same space. 1, 2. Now we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you're going to skip over to this corner. Hold your fingers there so you don't get tangled up. Do your double in that corner. Do a second double in that corner. You're going to chain 2. 2 more doubles in that corner. 1 and 2. Okay, we're on our last side now. I'm going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, have to stop and pull some more yarn out. 1 more, 6. Okay, hold your fingers there. Skip over to this hole here where you started. You're going to do 2 doubles. Well, 1 and 2. And now we have to join these together, but first we got to do your chain 2. That'll complete your corner. So chain 2, 1, 2. Go in here and find the top of your chain 3 and do a slip stitch to bring it all together. Okay, so now this is what your project should look like now. You got your 4 corners, the block in the middle, and you got the little bridges that go all the way around. Okay, now you're going to chain 3 because you got to start a new row. Make sure I get that tight. I don't like my stitches to be loose. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now you're going to, that's your first double. Sorry for this row. I keep forgetting to say that. And now you're going to do a double in this double here from the previous row. Okay, so that's going to be 2. Now you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, this is where you start forming your wings. You're going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 4 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to go right in that middle in between on your first color, and you're going to do a double through that. Get a hold of your yarn, bring it forward, go through 2, go through 2, and there you go. Now you're starting to see your wings start to form, and it's also going to form your petals. If you noticed, each one of these gets separated a little bit, looks like petals. 1, 2, chain 3, sorry, and then you're going to do a double into the top of this double. So right here, and into the top of this double. So your first 2. Now you're going to do 2 doubles in this corner space that's between these doubles here. So you're going to do 1, and 2. And now you're going to do a chain 2 for your corner and 2 more doubles in that same space. So 1 and 2. Okay. Now you're going to do a double in each one of these doubles from the previous row. So 1, give me some slack. Okay, and as you can see, you formed another corner. You're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. You're going to go into the middle of these, so you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Go right in the middle there and do a double. It's going to pull, oops, it's going to pull everything together, and I just got this all tangled. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to redo it. I hate when that happens. Okay, let me try this again. Not perfect. Oh, see? See how that wrapped around that? It's because I didn't have my finger there. That's why I keep saying put your fingers in between that. Keeps it from doing that. Okay, you're going to finish your double for the middle. And then you're going to do 1, 2, and 3. Chain 3. Go into the top of this double here from the previous row. Do another double into the next double from the previous row. Okay. Now you're going to do 2 into the middle of the corner. So 1, 2, you're going to chain 2 for your corner, and then you're going to do 2 more into the previous corner. So 1 double and 2 doubles into that center area. Now you're going to do doubles into each one of these doubles from the previous row. 1 and 2. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, and right in the middle, I'm going to do a double. And then 1, 2, 3, chain 3. Now you're going to do a double into this double from the previous row. Give me some more slack. Okay, do a double into the next double from the previous row. 2 doubles into the center corner. It's a chain 2 space, I think is what they call it normally. So, okay, now you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, go back into that corner with 2 doubles. 1, well, maybe we'll get it. I hate when my needle slips out. 1 and 2. Okay. Then 2 into the top of these 2. Doubles from the previous row. 1 and 2. I'm not a very fast crocheter, I'm sorry. Okay, now we're ready to do our chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Make sure I got plenty of slack here so I can start on the other side there. Count over 1, 2, 3, 4, and you should be right in the middle. and then do a double into that space. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then double into the top of the double from the previous row. 1 and 2, and then 2 into your corner chain 2 space. 1, 2, so now you got a total of 4. Chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 more into that same space. 1 and 2. Okay, now we've finished this round with this last double. Now we got to join these two, the chain 3 with this one. So you're going to slip stitch into the top of that. There you go. Now this is what you should look like at this point. Okay, now time to start your last, I think this is the last row, yeah, because you're going to have, at the moment right now, you have 4 wings, which if you want smaller, if you want them to be smaller, you can do that. You can stop at this point and just do your border, but I'm doing mine bigger squares, so we want this to look, let's see, well, got to do it. Okay, after you slip stitch, you're wanting to do 3 chain, 1, 2, and 3. Now you're gonna, that's your first double for this row, and then you're gonna do a double into the top of the double from the previous row to start your next row. Okay, now we're gonna do a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to double into the double from the previous row in the middle. Okay. That's going to complete your wings when I get done with this. Okay. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Do a double into the top of the double from the previous row. Okay, then double into each of the doubles from the previous row. Okay. Hopefully I'm doing this a little bit faster. Okay, and now you're going to do 2 doubles into this corner space, or the chain 2 space, whatever you want to call it. 1, 2. Now you're going to do a chain 2, 1, 2, and you're going to do 2 doubles in the same space that you did the previous ones. Okay, 1 and 2. And now you're going to do double into each top of each of these doubles from the previous row. I'm pretty sure y'all are getting the gist of it, whoever's watching this. Yeah. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now, get some more slack out here because we're getting bigger and bigger here. Okay. That completed that corner. All right, then you're going to chain 3, just like before. Go into the top of this double, do a double. Then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Do another double on the top of this double to connect your, complete your wings. Then you're going to do a double into each of these 4, well, the next 3, sorry. One, that's mixed 2 actually. 3 and 4. And then 2 in the middle of that corner. Chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 more in that corner. 1, 2. And then 1 in each of the top of these 4 double crochets. Good thing about video is if you didn't catch something, you can always rewind and rewatch it, or at least that portion that you didn't catch. Okay, and chain 4, or sorry, chain 3. I don't know why I'm thinking 4. 1, 2, 3, and double into this double from the previous row. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Go do a double into the top of these 4 doubles from the previous row. Okay, 2 into the center. 2 doubles, chain 2, and 2 doubles. All in that same space. Lost track for a second there. And 1 in each of these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Do a double in the top of this double in the middle. Okay, chain 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Do a double in the top of the next double from the previous row. And each double from the previous row. Two in the middle where the corner is. 1, 2, chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 more in that same corner. We're almost done. We're getting close. Anyway, 2, and double into each one of these doubles, which there's only 2 at this point because of the 2 that you started with. Okay, and then you're going to join these together with a slip stitch. your slip stitch. Okay, so this is what your project should look like now. Now we're ready to start doing the border around, because you've got 6 wings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on each one of these butterflies. Okay, so you can pretty much do whatever border that you're comfortable with doing. For me, I like to do the border with a single crochet all the way around. And with each of these wings, you're going to do, because you're going to do a single crochet into each one of these doubles. And then you're going to do a single crochet 3 times in this space here. Then you're going to do 1 in this middle double. And then you're going to do 3 in this space. And you're going to do that all the way around. You're going to do 2 at the corners, chain 2, and then 2 at the corner again. So anyway, if you want to follow me, I'll do this partial around, and then I'll probably edit this, and then you can just meet me at the end, because this is the part where you can decide for yourself what kind of border you want to put on this. Anyway, so to start it off, I'm going to do a single crochet, then I'm going to hop over here and I'm going to do a single crochet here. Okay, now I'm at the wing, so I'm going to do 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to do a single in this middle, in the middle of this double here, 1. Then 1, 2, 3 in this next wing. So you're doing 1, 2, 3. If you already realize what I'm doing, you can skip ahead. Okay. And now you're doing 1 single crochet in every one of these, the tops of these doubles from the previous row. So just follow along till we get to the corner here. Okay. Now I'm at the point where I can do my doubles in the corner. Or not doubles, sorry. Single crochets in the corner. Let me pull some more slack out. I'm about to lose my voice. Lord have mercy. Okay, so you're doing 1 in the middle and 2 in the middle. Okay, and now you're going to do a chain 2, 1, 2. You're going to go back in this space and you're going to do 2 more single crochets. And I try to kind of hold my yarn a little bit taut here, because that'll make your, that'll cinch up your corner really nice. Okay, and there we go. Now you're going to do a single, and you kind of have to pull this back to see the first one, but you're going to do a single in each one of these doubles from the previous row. So tired I can't even do this very fast, but sorry. So anyway, oh, and I keep trying to do a double instead of a single. Okay, now we're back to a wing, so we're going to do 3 singles in that wing space. 2 and 3, and then 1 single in the middle of, or in the double from the previous row, and then 3 more in the wing space. 1, or you can call it a chain 3 space, or whatever you want to call it, because pretty much all you're doing is making a single crochet in every single stitch. Okay, single in each one of these. And I hope I'm not going too fast for some of y'all, but if you know how to crochet, it's probably not, you're probably thinking I'm slow. But anyway, okay, there's 2 in the corner, sorry, and chain 2, and 2 more in that same corner space, or chain 2 space, whatever you want to call it. Now we're going to do in each one of our doubles from the previous row. It's a really long video, I'm sure, if you're willing to sit through this. If not, you can skip ahead. Let's see, get some more slack out here. Okay, now we're at the point where we're going to do the 3 singles in the wing space, or the chain 3 space. Okay. Oops. And 1 in the middle at the top of that double from the previous, and 3 more in the wing space. Sorry, I hope I'm not holding that up too close or you all can't see it. Then 1 in each one of our doubles from the previous row. I look at it this way: if someone's not, you know, real familiar with these stitches, it's easier to follow if somebody's going a little slower. So I don't know. 1, 2, chain 2, 2 more in that corner, single crochets, 1 and 2, and 1 in each of the top of these doubles from the previous row. Sorry, loosen it up a little bit. Like I said, you can skip ahead at any point if you need to, because I'm sure if you know what you're doing, this will be a little bit boring watching me do this, but for those that are just learning to crochet, they probably appreciate it that I'm going slower. I would be. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and 1 in each of the top of the doubles from the previous. And in the corner 2 singles, chain 2, 1, 2, and 2 more singles in that same corner space. And we're about to finish this part of the border. Well, I think I'm pulling it too tight. I'm tired. There we go. Get some more slack out here. About to finish this row, the border. Okay, now I'm about to come to where I began, which is right here. You can tell it's a little bit thicker. So, looks like I've got, let's see here, did that one, got 1 more to go. So, another single in this one, and now we're ready to do our slip stitch. So, I'm going to go in the middle of this one, and I'm going to pull it through, whoops, I'm losing it. Try that again. Okay. Whoops. keep messing up here. What am I doing here? Yeah, I gotta pull it through both that loop and this loop. Okay, so there's your slip stitch to join those together, and this is what your project should look like now. And if you notice, the corners here are a lot more tight because I did that. And now we're going to do the frame with the blue. So this is, we're going to switch colors again. Cut this about right there. And I'm going to switch to my blue. Okay. And I'm just going to tighten that down a little bit with the tail. Then I'm going to pull the blue through, and I'm going to tighten it again, and then I'm going to flip it over, and you can see I've got all my little strings hanging out here. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tie these two together because it'll make it easier. So I'm going to pull the white kind of tight down on that blue, and then I'm going to tie it off like that. And I do a double tie just to make sure it's nice and sturdy. Now I've got all these tails here, which will get sewed in. Okay, now back to the blue, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a half double. Half double, if you don't know, is you yarn over, you go through your little space down here, the hole, and then you're going to grab the yarn and you're going to pull it up, and now you got three loops, 1, 2, 3 on your needle, and then you're going to pull it through all three, which if it's tight, it's going to be hard. Yep, I just messed up there. That's okay. I got it through it. All right, and now you're going to do that all the way around. You're going to do a half double into each one of these single crochets. So yarn over, go through the little hole, and pull through all three. You're going to do that all the way around this project. So yarn over, pull through all three. And I try to keep it a little bit tight because it makes it sturdier. And you're going to yarn over, go through the hole, and the next one, the hole. It's a single crochet. Yarn over, go through the single crochet, pull through all three. And you're just going to do this all the way around till you meet back up here. So if you want to skip ahead and do this, go right ahead, because I'm probably going to have to edit this anyway, and I'll meet you at the beginning of the blue. Oh, and I might mention also that when you get to the corner, you're going to want to do half double in that corner space. And it's a tiny space. It's not very big at all. Okay. Then you're going to chain 2. And you're going to go back into that corner space. You're going to yarn over, pull it through. You got 3 loops, and then you're going to pull it through all 3. And you're going to continue down the line into each one of your single crochets. You're going to do a half double crochet all the way down to the next corner, And then at that corner, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do a triple, or not triple, half double crochet and two, chain two, and another half double. I bet I sound horrible right now because I'm so tired. I had a rough night last night. Anyway, get all these done here. And also, if you make your stitches too tight, you're going to have a really hard time doing these. So you got to be careful not to do them too tight, but you don't want them too loose either. Otherwise, they won't hold their shape. Sometimes I have to cinch it down a little bit by pulling on this string, just because I don't want them to be, I want them to be about the same size, all of them. So if you put it through there and it comes out a little bit too loose, you need to tug on it a little bit, tighten it down. Get some slack. Okay. So also, I'm going to have the written instructions or whatever, tutorial. I'll write the tutorial out in the description so that you have something to go by there too, not just watching me do this. Also, if anybody wants to learn how to crochet that's watching this and you don't know how to crochet, let me know. If you would be interested in watching some tutorials. Okay, so I got to the end and I did a half double into that corner, chain two, and another half double into that corner. And then I cinch it up a little bit so to make that corner nice. Then on down the line. Like I said, if you've got the gist of it and you want to skip forward, that's just fine. I have no problem with that. Let me know what you think of my tutorial, if I did a decent job or not, or what I could do to make it better. I know my lighting isn't the best, and I'm all new to this, and I'm going to have to learn how to edit, because I really don't know how to edit. So I'm going to have to watch some tutorials myself on how to edit before I post this. If you watched my first video, I showed you a shawl that I made from watching a tutorial from Fiber Spider. I don't know if any of y'all checked him out, but he does a fantastic job. He's really easy to follow, and he does his butterflies a little bit different in that shawl than what I'm doing here. So he actually, instead of using a double in the middle of your butterfly, he's using a triple. But it comes out pretty much the same, except I don't know how to describe it. But the triple basically pulls all the wings together. Looks really nice. I'm trying to go a little faster because I know this is going to be a really long video. And I'm not sure how long they allow you to how long the videos can be, so I know I'm going to have to probably edit. Okay, now we're at the corner, so I'm going to do a triple or half double crochet, chain two, another half double in that corner space. All right, cinch it down. We're almost there. One more side and a little bit after that. Okay. So yeah, I probably, if this turns out okay, which I'm not expecting a miracle here, I may do a tutorial or two on some other items like dishcloths, which of course you're going to want to use cotton yarn, not acrylic. This is acrylic. Big difference. And I don't know if you all would want to watch me do the tie-offs on this or not, but I will record a separate video for that because this is going to be super long and I'm getting really tired right now. But anyway, maybe I'll do that tomorrow night. Do a video of how to tie off and how to sew your ends in and all that. So your project's nice and neat. And a few other little things I can teach, I guess. Okay. All right. Almost to the corner. Now, like I said, you can use any border you want. You can stop it, or you can just use your blue or whatever, you know, your other color, and do just the single crochet all the way around if you want to. I just think this looks prettier, doing the half doubles around the edge. Kind of brings it all together, in my opinion. Okay. Chain 2, go back in, do a half double in the corner, and I'm getting lower and lower in my talking. I'm so tired. But I appreciate anybody that's put up with watching me. I have a lot to learn. I meant to do this over the weekend and it didn't work out for me to do it over the weekend, so I'm gonna have to edit this and everything, kind of get the size of the video down a little bit, I'm sure, so skip ahead in places. Okay, coming to the end here. Now there's one more space there, so I'm going to do another half double in it. That'll be my final one on this row. Sorry, my dog's making weird noises back there. Okay, and do a slip stitch as per usual. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn. I'm going to go ahead and pull this through and tie her off. Okay, so now you've got your, which I'm going to kind of tuck that down a little bit. Now you've got your project finished. It's nice, neat. Your corners are neat. And then the next thing you need to do is flip her over. And you got all these little strings hanging everywhere that you're going to have to sew in. And I will do a separate video for that. But yeah, when you get all done, your project will look like this on the back. And there's the front. I can tell this is the back. You can just look at it and tell because there's like where I tied off. But the front looks really nice and neat. And then, I'm trying to think of what I was going to say. You're going to want to soak this in water before you, and let it dry, air dry. You know, towel dry it first and then air dry it. And that's going to kind of cinch everything up. And then you'll be ready to sew them together. But yeah, that's my granny square. And let me know what you thought. If you liked the video, or if there's something you want to tell me, or, you know, give me advice on what I should do or how I should do things, let me know. Y'all have a great one.